Okay, killing time while old Blackie's in the shop. Went ahead and finished the body work there, bending those dents back out. I think it came out pretty good. It's kind of hard to tell where there ever was a dent there. That was the one right here where Dad ran into a tree out at the Corcoran's when we were helping them. But I think I got that one back looking in good shape. Just needs paint. Got the front clip sanded and ready for paint. Got that little door panel ready to go back on. And got the hood back in pretty good shape. The only thing I need to do is weld that bracket, that hinge bracket on the inside, but I got it all ready for paint. Obviously it's too cold right now. It's very cold. So it needs to be the paint. I got that rust paint. It needs to be 50 to 70 degrees, or 50 to 90 is optimal for that paint. So probably gonna have to wait maybe into the spring a little bit, or try to get some heat going in the shop before I do the painting on this. Next, I'm gonna get the seats torn down and ready to be recovered. Kind of interested to what I might find in there when I get to digging on this. Maybe some more Michelob Ultra cans, or bottle caps, or dead mouse, rat, squirrel. Don't know, we'll see. Stay tuned. All right, my Helpy Helperton is missing in action, but this stuff torn off, so it's burlap, padding, and then springs. Hey, look at this, an old skull can. There's anything in it? Doesn't sound like it. Oh yeah, there's a pinch in there. Heh. All right, that's what was in the first one. Nothing spectacular. There it is. Still not in very good shape, but it's about as good as I'm gonna screw around and get it. It's very rusty. I'm gonna try to make it work anyway, but I don't know why this truck is so darn rusty unless it was sitting in the bottom of the dang ocean. It's bad, but I don't want to buy another seat, so I'll see if I can make it work. Okay, got all that stuff done and ready for paint now. Next, going to work on the doors. And I wanted to point one thing out. Look at this gray stripe. I never realized old Blackie had that. You can see it on the other door too. And then I'll bring up a picture of the cab of the truck before I painted it. It had it on there too. It went all the way around. So I will try to recreate that when I paint the truck. When I put the final stuff on it, I'll try to get that gray stripe back on there. Never realized it was there, but might be kind of a cool accent. But all right, next step is going to work on the doors, see if I can salvage these things. So stay tuned. More rat nestage, of course. Wonder where that goes. Probably not important. This was like the Hotel California for rats. Snakes, mice, spiders. Well, I guess the first thing I'll do is hit everything with the peanut butter. Shouldn't this be in this channel? One would think. Would make more sense. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna be spraying. Trying to get this thing loosened up, unrustified. Look at this. I think I actually got it working. Smooth. It's actually moving that. Not moving that yet, but we'll get there. It was completely locked up. So, small success, I think. So I decided what I'm going to do. This is the other door. Now this should be the driver's side door. These mechanisms are shot beyond repair for the window rollers. I might be able to salvage the door handle. This one works too. And they got the other one working. But what I'm going to do, since I can't get to any of that and it's frozen up solid, I am going to cut out this panel right about here. There's a support right down in here where I got it marked. But I'm going to cut out this panel, and then that way I can get to everything and get it fixed, and then maybe get another roller mechanism if I have to. And then see if I can find some kind of door panel that covers that up. I don't think structurally that'll mess anything up. And this right here is just too small to get your arm up in there with my size Sasquatch. To get up there and get to those rusty bolts and all that crap that I need to unscrew to get everything out of there. So that's what I'm gonna do now, and really not too big of a deal, because if I can't get this door working, it's gonna be junk anyway. So I'm not too worried about doing any kind of irreversible damage. That's the plan. Okay, so I chewed through a couple blades on the jigsaw. It was pretty rough cutting, so I decided to stop halfway, and that should give me room to get to everything. But I don't know if you can see up in there what I'm dealing with. Half of the mechanism is off in there. You can see that. Also, interesting, a couple pieces here, probably don't need that. This one, oh, and a rat nest, of course. The only thing we're missing is a snake. That looks just like the piece that came out of the other door. Nice. Wasps, rats. All right. See if I can get this thing going again. Obviously the glass is broken. It was already like that. I didn't do that. So I'll have to get new glass, but I'm just gonna see if I can get it to roll first. One thing here I want to point out, this was like that too. 3 of the 4 bolts that hold the window roller mechanism are gone. So if I can take that out, clean it up, I'll need to get those bolts when I put it back in there. But stay tuned. So I figured out what this was. Same thing came out of the other one too. It's the channel that goes right there that this window slides in. So you know how rusted out that is. I'm not even sure how you replace that or if you can buy that thing, but the window's never going to work without it. So I think that glass being busted how it is, and this rusted out right here, I think I'm going to call time of death on this door. It's not going to work. It's not fixable. That one I might mess with a little bit more, but the problem is the same with this one. It's got that one of those channel things for the window came out of that, so it's never going to work right, even if I get the window to come up and down. So I might mess with this a little bit more. I'm not going to spend a whole lot more time on it, but this one is done. It's cooked, as the boys would say, cooked. All right, so I'm out here looking at the parts truck. These doors are in much better shape. Glass is cracked right here on the driver's side. But other than that, it doesn't have all the rust down there. These window rollers work, although they need to be lubed up. I don't want to crank on them too much until they do. The door handles work. Everything works on both of them. A lot better shape rust-wise overall. So I think I'm going to pull these doors off and use them on old Blackie. And then when I come around to start working on this truck, I will either find some used doors for that or rebuilt doors and put them on this one. That's kind of what I'm thinking anyway. I don't know. I might look and see if I can find some replacement doors for old Blackie and then just leave this one alone. I hate to tear this apart any more than I have to, but it's kind of the reason I got it initially. But that's my dilemma. That's what I'm trying to figure out. We'll keep you posted. So here it is, as I get deeper and deeper into this thing. Never-ending something or another. But here, the doors are in much better shape. The handles work, the rollers work. This glass right here is broken up, but actually the passenger side door in old Blackie, the glass is still good, so I can swap that out. Also came with good fenders. Right here, a complete drive shaft, a torque converter, which is completely not needed in this because it's not an automatic, but it has another transmission there too, in case we run into problems with that. Got this piece for the front clip, which is actually in better shape than what old Blackie was. And then it's also got this rear piece right here, which has had the seal that was leaking on old Blackie. So there's a lot of usable stuff on this. One other thing on this side, I'm not sure if I'll use this or not. There's the other door. You can see the glass on this side is in good shape. But that mirror right there, it's actually got the mirror. You remember old Blackie's broke off right there. But if I can find the glass to go in there, I can reuse that mirror. Other than that, you never know as far as brake parts. I'm going to need those. Wheel bearings, I might need those. So there's probably some other usable stuff that I can pull off of this thing. I see some brake lines in there that are still intact. So it might have other stuff that I can use. But it's the latest thing in the saga. That's where we're at. Okay, so I made another trip to the parts store and I picked up some additional items. I got a panel for the bottom of this door right here. If you look down there, you can see it's all rusted out. See probably better on the back side, down toward the bottom. This is one of the doors off the new truck. Not the new truck, but the door truck. We'll call it the door truck. So this panel goes down there, that'll cover up all that rust. And then also, I got these two cab corners, because the cab corners were completely rusted out. So you go like that, two cab corners. So the hole that's this big around down there in the cab corners anymore. And you come over here, I also got, this is all the seat burlap and padding that goes on those springs for the seats. And then this is the vinyl seat cover. So that completely original style will get the seat all back to normal. Because if you remember, the other one was all ripped up. This right here, new headliner. These pieces. That's a new headliner. And then these are the headliner brackets that hold that up. And then if we come over to here, I got some items I'll go through really quick. Something old Blackie never had, a glove box. So old Blackie's gonna have a glove box. Got some Rust-Oleum for the inside of the doors, because the inside was gray. And then door panels. This is with the window roller and the door latch. After those go back on, these go there. So we'll have that, and then all that mechanical mechanism will be covered up. This is one of the coolest things right here. Check this out. Boom. This is going to be, go right over here. there. Pretty cool, huh? So that'll go on there, but after I get it all painted back up and everything. So we'll put that. This right here is just a bolt kit, hardware kit for putting the fender back on, because I didn't want to use all those busted up, rusted out bolts from the last one. So some other stuff I got is this right here is getting confused. This is door seal, so that's the new seals for the door. This right here is, there's a seal that goes between the metal and the fender when you put the fender back on. That goes between there. It used to be like a lead strip on the original model, but now it's some kind of vinyl. But it goes in between so that the metal doesn't scrape and then exposed bare metal and start rusting out. This is a little rubber seal that goes underneath the emblem on the front of the hood. I got new Chevy emblems for the side. Old Blackie had one that was pretty beat up on one side, and then the other side, so it goes right there. And then the other side was missing altogether, so got new ones of those. So I showed you the mirror on the door truck. Got a new mirror, because now we got a mirror bracket. The one on Old Blackie's busted off. Now we got a mirror bracket. Now I got a mirror. So we'll have a mirror. I don't know if Old Blackie ever really had that. On this door, the only thing that was wrong with this is the latch right here. I screwed around and couldn't get it fixed, so I got a new latch mechanism that goes right inside there, and that should be fairly easy to get to. I can't get to the window roller thing. They're easy to replace that and all that mechanism, so, but I do have that. So, and this is the driver's side door. So the driver's side door will work really well now, which is the main one. The other one will work too, but this will be like brand new. Got a lot of little nuts and bolts, hardware stuff. Got a new clutch spring, screws for screwing these doors back together. I got this little piece right here that goes on the old starter, wherever that is. This was the piece that was bad on Old Blackie's original starter. If you remember, I had to steal the starter out of the parts truck because this was bad. So now I got a new one. So now we'll have two good starters again. Some hood bolts right here. Instead of using the old rusty ones, we use a set of hood bolts. And then last but not least, I got because this one was missing off of Old Blackie. It's just a hood latch thing. If you remember, it goes underneath the front, and then that's how you unlatch it. And then I got a bolt set that bolts that in. But that is the new items that I got. We're still waiting on, the truck is still at the shop getting that clutch issue worked on. Old Blackie is. So there's some stuff I'm doing in the meantime to kill time and prep so that when I get the truck back, I'll be ready for it. So this is my table that I do the door doctor work on. So I'll lay the doors out here, get the doors all prepped, fixed back up, cleaned up, take them outside, pressure wash them, and get everything good to go so that when Old Blackie comes back, basically when Old Blackie comes back, I'm just gonna put it all back together. So the tear down is complete. Now we build it back up, put it back together. So that's where we're at. All right, this is a better look at the that door panel I was talking about. So see how it's all rusted out right there? Pretty bad shape. So this will go right there and fix that, or most of it. There's still gonna be some on the inside, but it'll fix the stuff on the outside. All right, so I'm gonna go to work on this door latch right here. This replacement goes in like so. Like so. But in order to get this off, I gotta take these out, and if you can zoom in right there on that, you see that weird, it's called the Chevy bow tie screw. I don't know why GM thought it'd be a good idea to make these, maybe just so they could sell the tool. But anyway, unless you go and buy the special tool, you can't get that off. So what I'm gonna do is just drill all these out so I can get this off, and then put this one in. And then I got new regular Phillips head screwdrivers to or screw heads to put it back in. So that's what I'm working on right now. Back in a minute. All right, I am the door doctor. We got one door done. This is the old nasty latch that came out of there. Complete block of rust. So this one now works. Move the handle and it does what it's supposed to do. And I also had to take the outside latch off and fix that one. So put this up, show you. Get it to stand up. All right, so this now works too. So you can see, maybe you can see the outside does too. And then also I installed the panel down there to cover up all that rust. What rust? None. All right, I still got to run a bead along there. But we got one door ready to go. And then I was actually able to salvage one of the old Blackie doors by cobbling stuff together. So that is actually an original old Blackie door. That's the donor truck door. That'll be the driver's side with the good latch. And then this one right here is an original old Blackie. You see, I got the glass rolled up. I got the roller working. Handle works. That's the key side, although we don't have a key anymore. But so need to take them back outside, pressure wash them, get all the peanut butter off the PB blaster, and then wash the windows, tape the windows up, and paint both of them. And then the doors will be darn near ready to go. So that's the latest update. I got the springs cleaned up and painted with the rust paint, as good as I'm gonna anyway. And then I'm gonna start working on this up here on the operating table. I put some tape on spots that had sharp edges that had rusted through and were pointy and jabby, just so that they don't poke through the vinyl. I wish I had black tape to use, but that's all I had. So that way when I put the vinyl on, it won't cut through or poke through. So going to work on this, so I'll keep you updated. Okay, I got the burlap put down on there. And just a word of advice when you're doing that, be very careful when you're putting on these hog tie clips, because I hog tied my finger to the back of that and then couldn't reach my clippers to clip the hog tie off. So I had to call Michelle out here to get my clippers out of the toolbox. So I clipped that off and get the hog tie out of my finger. So be careful when you're doing that. All right, there you have it. There's the bottom seat all in. That's in the frame where it goes. So went together pretty good once I figured out the system and how it's supposed to go. So moving on to the backrest now. I think I mentioned a time or two that I am not a mechanic. I'm also not an upholstery guy. But here's what we got. Better than it was. At least it's not all torn up. You can sit on it. I'm gonna try to stretch some of those wrinkles out, but I think it's really cold right now. And I think when it heats up, it'll probably tighten that up, I hope. So that's what we got. Old Blackie's got a new seat. Working on the doors. Got the inside primered. See, there's still some rust area there. And this is the other door. Got that seam filled in. Waiting for that Bondo to dry across the seam so that I can sand it down and then get these painted. And they should be just about ready to go. That's the original old Blackie door. This is the donor truck door. All right, and that's going to be a wrap for this video. That's about all I'm going to accomplish today. I'll go put this together and get something posted because I haven't put anything out in a while. But plugging away. Got the doors a little bit further along. Got that new panel put on and the seam filled in. Still got to do a little bit of sanding on that and finish painting. But that should be good there. And then started just working on, it's supposed to get down into single digits tomorrow, so it's a little bit warmer today. So I figured I'd throw down the paint that I have. So got the fender painted, the hood painted, a couple pieces there, battery cover, and a piece to the front clip, a couple of the inner door panels. So that's what we got done there. And of course, as you can tell, it's still wet and splotchy because I just laid it down. But that's what I got done so far. The truck is still in the shop with the clutch repair. The guy was able to get it put together, so I should be picking it up here in the next couple days. Hopefully Monday I'll get it. But that's the update for this episode. See ya.